All right, Grand Rising. This is part 2 of this book of Job, or this image actually of the book of Job. And again, this is not your mama's Bible study. I'm never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And I thought this was interesting. Now, I know this is not directly out of the Bible, but I just wanted to go back and see. And, I'm going to go back into okay. Almost ripped my nose ring out. Back into the text and look at the actual text in the Bible once I go downstairs. But right, so I don't know where I was cut off in that video, which frustrates me. I'll probably go back and listen to it to see where I was cut off. So before we go back into the biblical text, but it says in the Hebrew book. So again, we're talking Hebrew. We're talking about antiquity. We're probably talking about the Old Testament, Old World, Old Testament, New World, New Testament, whatnot. Okay, so it's saying here it begins with an introduction to Job's character. He is described as a blessed. So he's blessed. He's been smeared with the blood, possibly, or again, blessed by somebody, okay, or something. Is not saying exactly who blessed him or what kind of blessing it is, right? But it says, a blessed man who lives righteously in the land of Uz. So again, this is making me think about the land of Oz, actually, too. You know, I don't know. Why am I thinking about the characters on The Wizard of Oz? Ah, wait. Okay, the lion needed a heart. The scarecrow needed a brain. What was it that the wait, no, courage was the lion, okay? Yeah. Okay. The heart was the Tin Man. And I feel like, ooh, why is that giving me like narcissistic energy? Why is that giving me like made it's like almost like an energy of a man made in a heartless fashion. Or, I'm thinking of that song Heartless, right? Maybe like even stagnant, or like even I'm even hearing like a ascended master, or someone who is I don't know, maybe not necessarily stagnant, but actually was for whatever reason. But I know that the Tin Man needed oil to get moving, right? And it's kind of like all these people were on there with Dorothy, and then her loyal puppy, her dog. And God, they like, man, y'all know, I always say it's like this road that's paved with guns and roses, not gold, right? Which is probably the road less taken because, I mean, I'm thinking like landmines and roses and, just like interrupt, like turbulent, or just like that kind of something here. Like it's beautiful, or a blessing and a curse. Beautiful, but it's kind of like, terrible at the same time. And I feel like, again, when it comes to these energies, soulmates, soul ties, or whatever, and all this, for a very long time, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, again, just my story. And I feel like this, I feel like there are some people that just come here to listen to me and see what kind of work they can do against me, so like whenever I say, okay, like I told you guys before, I said, I just keep to myself and I keep a barrier of protection around, my family. Well, within, like I said, these particular people, that's powers that should not be. It's not, this is what I'm saying. These are Lord gods, or Lord God energy fighting against God from the beginning of time, right? So it's like, okay, that's what this person does. And then that's what was under attack for the past year and a half. And it's not a coincidence that, again, certain things were brought up about certain individual. I'm coming. I don't care. I'm exposing shit. That's what I came here on this planet to do. If you don't, how you gonna fix something, right? If we can't get to the root of it. How people gonna win when you ain't right within? So outwardly and materialistic and financially, some of these people look like they got it all, but they just rotten to the core. So if we still looking at life and looking at people and looking at the world in that same energy while things are being rebuilt, then that's a problem. If we're still trying to conceal the truth about individuals that are just naturally gifted, and here to spread their gifts, then we'll be doing the same thing they were doing back in the 1800s and earlier with witch hunts and things of that nature. So I don't know. I just feel like that, right? So I'm starting to see like a lot of movement when it comes to the soulmate energy that has been physically around me the longest. But again, we're living in a time where I'm looking at people differently. I'm looking at like, man, I'm looking at portals and shit differently. And what does this really mean? And, are some of us, being, I'm like thinking about not cloning, but like doppelganger energy and like what's really going on here. Who's in charge, like this chessboard, and who's moving the pieces on the board, and are they the rightful people to be moving them? Or is it like that dark cloud or that smoke that green smoke in Sleeping Beauty that came over the kingdom, in order to, and that's how I kind of look at the antidote. Like, what the fuck is really going on? You know what I'm saying? And these boosters, the antidote was fine, but they're making these booster shots to maybe mess with what they originally probably had in a decent manner. But now they're making these booster shots to turn the change of events. I feel like this what, and I sense a whole control mechanism. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's just something that I'm just looking at. And when I look at things, I just have to take it there. I have to take it in all different angles, right? And to try to rightfully get it right on the right path, which is tricky, because words do cast spells, and that's why they call it spelling. I mean, it just is what it is. So, all right. So again, like I said, this righteous energy, and now all of a sudden there's this turbulent something that's thrown in the mix, and it's just like all over the place with this energy, and I'm sitting back watching like, I feel like things are getting a little bit more stable and grounded here, but this is the concern here, right? That somebody wants to so bad to throw me off of my rockers. They want, off of my square. They want to confuse, certain individuals. They want to cause this fall. It's very, so it's like this Lord God energy, right? Because it says the Lord's praise of Job prompts an angel with the title of Satan. Okay. So this prompts an angel with the title of Satan. Okay. And it says here, in parentheses, accuser. Okay. Wow. To suggest that Job or Job, it say Job, is really what it say, served God simply because God protected him. I can really look at that. Wow. I can really look at that in many different ways. But this angel with the title of Satan, do you see what I'm saying here? With the title of Satan. Because I'll tell you what I feel. If you've been on this channel already for a while, and again, when I did that video, The Harvest, probably about a year ago, and some of the entities and people that I brought up within those things, it just seems like something with their energy is still around here, and it won't let up. It won't let up. It won't. They want really to just destroy me, and I just can't, because I'm not really studying these people like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't, and I feel like these are individuals that I don't know. These are individuals that don't know me, or maybe they do. But I just feel like it's like some kind of control. Somebody wants me to do something. They're not being clear about it, and they're trying to cause chaos or whatever in order for me to, it's just a weird situation. So this is like just like storytelling here. It's like a testimony almost, living in living God energy. That it's not anything that you can see, right? We talk about past, present, and future here, but it's not anything that you can actually see with some of this energy. Some of it is that is unseen, something that you can sense. It's these six senses, or possibly even more, being used to sense out and detect. It's weird because the other night I was staying away from home, and I had been at that hotel on Christmas, right? Because everybody went to go, celebrate or whatever, and I don't. So, I went somewhere else, and there was like a lot of turmoil here. And it just seemed like it seemed that everybody went ahead and got sick there that day. And so again, people are healing from that right now, you know. But it's like the strange events toward the end of the illness, and then the strange events that I was going through while that illness was going on, because it seemed like I was sick for like a couple days, less than 3 days or whatever. And again, it was confirmed that these people had that, but for me, it was like a 3-day thing or whatever, and I was just fine. And my daughter went there, and she was probably feeling not good for like a day and a half, and then she was fine. And it's just like I realized that on that day there was a vision of a twin flame that showed up. I didn't really, it was just, they were just sitting there. They were just sitting there in a chair. And the chair kind of resembled a chair that I had been maybe at a place where I stayed before. And it just, I don't know, it was just kind of like, it just kind of piqued my interest, but I didn't, I don't know, it just seemed like something died in that person or something to me, maybe that day. I don't know. Right. And I left that, but I really did have a good time at that place. And, I came home, whatever. And then again, another turbulent situation sent me back to the hotel. Now I was going to go somewhere else, but I ended up going there. And this time, I was on the second floor this time. And I really didn't like the room this time. It turned me off from the hotel. But there was for some reason, when I was pulling cards, I don't know, the death card made me think about definitely some kind of death. But while I was there that night, I had a moment where I felt like something had happened, or again, the energy, like I said, that I seen in that chair on Christmas, it's almost like came back in, and I felt like, I said it was a sense of like nature or hurricane energy. And I was wondering why that was coming up, but then I realized that night that I cried so, so, so hard, to the point where I think that was it. I thought that was like the tears that I could only cry. There was no more left in my body. My soul can't even manifest the shit no more. And I can't remember. It was more so, I was thinking about somebody, right? Okay. Um, the twin flame energy. And then I was also, what was it? The heaviest part was that I feel like the twin ray or twin flame, and we're not going to be specific about who I think is who. I don't know, right? Okay. I can't tell you. I know who I feel the soulmate is, but I don't know about the twin ray and the twin flame. It's like the right there. So it's like something was showed to me about uh these dimensions and these loopholes and this, the ring of the fire or Saturn. And, it just was all this stuff about my life, like parts of my life where, again, we may be dealing with what's going on in the Milky Way or the ether compared to what's going on this plane. And, it's just like the using of the endless, and I just said, what the hell? Like, what did I really do to this energy or whatever? That I have to, like, this is crazy at this point. This is an obsession with hurting me and using everything and everyone around them to do so. I'm thinking, what the fuck do you want? It was just that. It was just that energy. Like, okay, what do you want? Like, okay, you act like I'm, don't matter. You act like this. You act like this. Then what is it that you want? And I just can't, I'm just telling y'all, it was so overwhelming, because it's all these things, like, when you're kind of different and you think about these kind of things, Why do you have these visions and stuff like this of you being somewhere but not being somewhere? When I was little, seeing people, like instance where I see my mom in one place in the house, and then a couple minutes later I seen her in a whole different place in the house doing something, right? And then, just thinking about her features and changes and people that have been around me over the years, and just saying, what is this really? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like was showed me like parts of my life where I'm not even being able to enjoy because somebody else is living. It's like pockets, these pockets in time, these blocks of fabric that's sewn onto this quilt or something like this. And it started to try to challenge me to start thinking about memories of when I was younger. It started me to ask the soulmate, do you remember our wedding song? Things like that. And the person not being able to remember, and me saying, what in the heck? And then my wedding song keeps coming up, like through my feed or whatever, in my music listening. And, I'm just thinking, like, what the heck is somebody trying to tell me? You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like leaving a part of your life, you know, years ago, and not realizing that, this stuff around you is not even what it seems. You know what I'm saying? It's like, are we living in the land of the lost, or even just like this energy of soulless beings where where everything around you has been, the essence of it has been sucked out. And these are just, you know, empty vessels, or vessels that could be housed by other energies that are close to you to get your energy to also then, use it in some kind of way here, possibly even to destroy you. But then it's almost something as simple as, a God energy or whatever trying to get your attention. And it's just like, just get my attention, you know? And I feel like, I'm feeling a lot better. But this happened at that hotel room, and it's just like, whatever was going on, I kept getting ill. Like, I'm still feeling a little sick to my stomach even today, because um for some reason there was I was at the end of the hallway, and there was one other room at the end that was facing, mm, just like one room at like the end cap or whatever. And for some reason there was this foul smell coming from that room, a very foul odor, like that I had never smelt before. And it just kept saying death every time I would come out of the room, go outside, do something, get something, whatever. It just, I would come back to that door and it said that, and I was gonna stay 2 nights. I'm glad I didn't book 2 nights. I always like to just get one and then see. And I had to go. I had to leave that place. But it was so much information coming to me right there. It's almost was just weird. Okay, it almost was just weird. And I don't know why I'm seeing 10, because somewhere around that time, around Christmas, maybe a couple of days after Christmas, 10 was showing up. And it started making me think about the room that I was in, because I think it was like 220 or 212 or something like that. And then this time when I went back, for some reason at 10, 10, 10, but then it was like double up, like, or a double cup, right? And so again, it made me think 10, 10 made me think about 20. So that room 220, I don't know. Like I said, it's just something. But I said, this is a hotel. I mean, somebody have to be cleaning out rooms. But even if they, like, what the hell is in there? Like, even if it was not death, even if it was rotten food or rotten something, it's just like nobody's checking. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually you don't have that. It wasn't a storage room or anything. It seemed to be a regular room. So for some reason, for me, there's no reason why a smell like that should have been at a hotel, period. There's no reason. I mean, and this is of antiquity. This hotel is like a hotel of antiquity. I mean, I like architecture of older buildings and things like that. But I guess you have to be careful too, because I'm saying all that to say, it made me think about, just even staying in places or whatever. And what was there, who was there, because it felt like there was something to do with lineage there. And what was there that also chimed in and showed me why was I having all those emotions in that room that night. You know, was it all, inspired by somebody, sending that energy in, right? Or was it also something else? It was something, but I had to let whatever that was, I had to let it out. I had to let it out. And it's like the more I fight for myself and the more I fight for my life and the more I try to tell my story, the more it's hurtful, right? Because the more I feel like this energy is walking away from me. One of these energies is walking away from me or giving me the perception that that's what's going on. But it's just like I'm at a point where it's just like whatever has to fall has to, because I will not continue. I will not continue to support anything that does not support me. And I'm not saying in no damn likeness either. I'm not saying something that's perceiving to be, for you, but it actually really is against you. And so I'm asking source to like identify these ops and moles and rats and remove them, no matter how much I care about them, because I'm just one of those people that once I ride for you, that's just it. You know what I'm saying? But then once I see that you're not, I kind of watch and it's hurtful as I'm walking away. And it's not even like a physical walking away. It's a falling away. It's like something else has to take over to remove, and I don't think I'm going to be like that. I think that this is showing me that, yeah, that ain't what you're going to be doing. But, it's just like it's showing me at one time this was your energy. This had to happen. At one time this was your energy. And it's like that energy, like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? Because I love something or someone more than I've ever fucking did and didn't even never actually physically meet anybody. You know what I'm saying? Or it makes me think, did you? You see what I'm saying? Did you? Because I had to look at my wedding picture that I hadn't looked at in a long time. And I had to say, something is not right here. And it also made me look at everybody else that was in them wedding pictures. And it's just I have two main pictures. I had two main pictures out of the my parents and me and him and his parents and him and me. And I'm like, nah, 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 something ain't right. Something ain't right. Among us, energy. There's definitely energy among us. But again, it feels almost like the heart of Te Fiti. And this is like, it's horrible. Sometimes I think about it because it's like there's nothing I can do, because it's almost like, again, some individuals pairing up against you, you know what I'm saying, where the main person that's maybe the ringleader or their energy or whatever, again, higher, lower self, they've sided with your enemies and they've allowed those enemies to actually consume them in a way where, again, it feels as though it doesn't matter what I do. It ain't even no, oh, I'm gonna win or it's a better bitch or not. No, it's just too much time has been passed with another energy attached onto that energy. And really what this energy may be coming in to do is just to have control over, to make sure that I'm not happy, to pretend as if they're even coming in, and then just hurt over and over again, where it just don't even hurt no more. And I feel like this energy feel like I'm doing this to them as well. So it's kind of like being stuck in some trap or something like that. And it's just like, I just like this at this point is like, what to break it? What do I even want to, or do I just recognize what the fuck it is and just, notice that, again, that's not me anymore. I'm not that energy, even though I do still take time to heal myself, sleep, do whatever I need to do. And that might be affecting other things in my life right now. But I also think that there's also energy being brought in order to cause stagnancy and things like that. So it's a battle. It's about balance. It's about being grounded and also knowing and keeping my sanity, I feel. Um, yeah. And then also, feeling like world problems and stuff is like, it's almost like the world card with those green things that look like scales around her, their eyes. It's like the all eyes on me energy here. And it's just like, all I've been saying this whole time is, how can I fix it? How can we fix it? Even if it's not even an end game where it is some kind of connection or something like that. How can we fix it? Because I don't even know. Like, it's very rude, I feel. It's very unfair. And it leads to uncertainty. And it also has, like I said, a lot to do with these governing forces. And I feel like, again, to force or control something, like trying so hard and working towards things and not letting nothing stop you. People don't like that for some reason, you know? And then if it does trip you up and make you stop or halt or question what you're doing for a second, man, because again, we're moving into this new world energy, this social credit energy, where if you don't behave the way someone thinks that you should behave, they feel as though that they can mandate or control every aspect of your life to get to see if you get to participate even in making a living for yourself. So it's a gamble. It's like rolling a dice every day. And even though I know I'm above that, it doesn't matter because these people have their hands on the controls when it comes to this stuff. So again, you could be the most powerful person in the world. That's what made me think about the whole God energy or the whole Godhead energy. And then the world can make a decision to try to hinder you, but they can never take away that essence or that true essence or your soul. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like sometimes there's like offerings but not offerings, because it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when the true something comes in for me, I'm gonna know it, because I ain't never been afraid of it or anything. I've never been afraid of it or walking away from it or anything. If anything, this energy is really afraid of me or doesn't, you know what I'm saying, doesn't have any good uh, energy towards me, and that's why they can't get close. I still feel like this untouchable kind of energy though. And again, I'm not doing anything wrong to anyone. So I'm not, I'm just not. But I'm just sitting back now because I'm just like, okay, we're that double-edged sword. Because now I'm tired. Eyes tired. Eyes tired. Eyes tired. Who's been staining shit? You see what I'm saying? I'm cleansing things and making things white and right, and somebody's coming and staining it. Everything I do, they come and stain it or steal it. And it's that whole energy. It's like it's showing the true something of this world and what they want to do to God. They want to use a Lord God in order to defeat God. And that's just it at the end of the day. It's idol worship. And I'm hearing Punani power, and then this Punani magic. I'm hearing it's two. It's two. It's two. The viper's energy and the serpent energy. Or a serpent energy. The tree of knowledge and the tree of life. Because life, I don't know, life gives you lemons, right? But, life is its own teacher. Nature is its own teacher. So a tree of knowledge make me think about AI energy. And almost even with this whole energy of this Job energy, I'm even seeing like, okay, now the man has become like one of us. Should we let him take from the tree? And it's almost also as if somebody has been washed with the blood, right? Or smeared with blood. But somebody wants to give them uh, it's like alliances are being formed. Somebody wants to give them impression that it was something else that saved them, except for what it really was. The blood of the real Christ. But they want to make it seem like it's witch doctors or something else that has stepped in that has helped heal this entity, this person's energy. And make it seem like, again, like with Job, make it seem like the wife energy or the Christ energy or the energy that was there, it could be the problem, the nagging or the problem, when it's really the energy that they were denying this energy, possibly this wife, for that satanic or demonic energy. I'm just seeing things, like I said, anybody might be able to, but I just see things in an alternative light. And it's not like I'm saying, like my part is always good or right, but I'm just saying there's no need for me to try to, these people hide in the dark. What they do, they throw things, out there and hide behind it. They low key talk about things and the likeness of other things and all. I just say shit straightforward and direct how it's said. All right. That don't mean it's true every time. To you, it don't have to be. Like, I'm not saying that is true. It's not that it's not real or whatever. Okay. It's just everybody is in the eye of the beholder. Everybody's message, everybody's different. Everybody's in different levels, is different levels to this. And those that are more, like, I feel at that a certain status, they are tested the most. Almost like you could die in this shit. Really. And not only that, not only is spiritual death, physical death, financial ruin, all these things are possible when you're walking on this tightrope. So I think that's it for now. Yeah, I'm gonna just skim through the text or whatever in a little bit and see. But yes, I definitely see something. I definitely see something here. It's meant to be, it's a forceful energy. It's also a testing energy. I do think that. I think it's the test. Very difficult, but it's a test because it has to do with feelings and senses or sensors, and loyalty is almost like it's being tested here. But without force. No. I know, I just don't. Even if that was if it's a vice in relationships that I've had, like I said in the past, to a certain extent, nothing ridiculous, just what normal people have in a relationship when they're in a relationship together. You know, that you look at a little bit different. So